in 1910 to 19, mass production and popularization. During WW2, all auto factories were converted to creating ammunition, tanks, guns, bombs, and the jeep. We can see the jeep cars. The prototype was called GPW. One of the many GPW was then shortened to GP by the owners of these vehicles. And if you see GP together, it shows like GP, and you get it, Jeep. Passed to present automobile event 1949. What's this? First event key starting 1950. Automatic transmission include in low-priced Chevrolets. In 1951, this introduced the gaming firepower. What's the meaning of V8?
Engine.
Yes. This starts the horsepower of this. 1952. Packard introduced the power vehicles. 1953, Convert was produced by hand. So this is the past to present automobile event. And 1957, fuel injection in Chevrolet. 1959. What's this? Toyota is the brand of
Japan.
yes. Toyota and Datsun exported from Japan. Oh man. 1959, automotive design fascination with the heel tree. Just like this. And 1960. Copper from what's this mean?
It started from Chevrolet.
Yes. So unsafe at any speed. So 1962 horsepower this skyrocket. And 1964 to 1970 cars were at their peak. 1973 gas prices and oil in wagons. American foreign oil industry gets greedy. So 1974 to present. Cost change due to laws in gas consumption. Mid to late 1970s, Japan cars are chosen for their small sizes and good gas economy. So, because their small sizes and good gas economy, they are popular in all over the world. 1980s, American cars tried to combat this better fuel economy and reliability. So, nowadays, the cars produced by America, the consumer, the gas consumer for American cars is higher than Japanese. 1990s, American cars competed with Japan for value, reliability, and stability. Now, present day, SUVs. What's the meaning?
Suburban vehicle.
Just like it's it's only just like around the urban.
Urban area.
Yes, not the rural areas. Total grades. The goal in entire planet is very SUVs. Now, Pakistan started it all back in 1955. You can know about the history of the automobile. Now, who's the next? Cars have continued to evolve here today, and will never stop. Because there's always someone out there, they're trying to the next Harris Ford or the next George Gamer or William Maybach. Cars have only evolved for a little bit, and as technology continues to become better, cars will too. So, this is now, and we're going to discuss the vehicle type. Car. This is passenger car, minibus, bus or coach, and truck, wagon, articulated vehicle. In Chinese, 脚接车。一个车头，一个接头，然后用脚给它连接就行了。啊，这个是 articulated vehicle. This is in Chinese. We can discuss. Passenger car. It's like it's fashion. SUV, a sport utility vehicle. As these characteristics: comfort, driving, handling, fuel 3. Just like this kind of parts, hammer, jig, and then rover. This photo is about the mini bus. Bus coach. Like the bus that can carry more person, just like 30 or 40. Truck. By actual, we can know that we have 4 wheels by actual, just 4 wheels. It is SUV.
Yeah.
But for this cars,
6.
the truck, they have 5 actual, but have 6 wheels. 2 for the first, but the last is 4 wheels. So we different cars. If they have bi-axles, but they have different wheels, which depend to the kind of the type of cars. Tri-axle, 4 axles. This car and tri-axle, which how many wheels?
10.
10.
10. The first axle has 2, but the others have 4.
Some have 8.
Articulated vehicle. The large vehicle. Articulated vehicle is a large vehicle made in 2 separate sections. A tractor and a trailer. Just a tractor and a trailer connected by a inverted part. Just like is connected on this given part. It's a tractor and a trailer. But these cars have 4 axles. And have 7, 8,
12.
12. 14 wheels.
Which 14? 2 in the front.
2.
4.
4.
4.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
14. Yes.
No.
In the middle 4. That's 4. That's 4.
Yes,
Four.
how you know in the
Yeah,
back
four
is
wheels.
8. It's
Four is
8.
8. In the middle, do we have 4 or 2? Yes,
It's
4.
2.
4.
4.
It's 2.
And
2
four
there,
wheels.
2 there, 4. Red plus this.
Only the
Only the
axis
front.
and
Because of the load.
yes, because the load is long.
This one is much clearer.
This is, yes. So it has 10 wheel.
Okay.
Now, it's like, no. Well, for many axes, there are 4 to 7 axes. 我们叫做4到7个轴 axis in Chinese 轴。
Oh. How many?
This is us. There are so many wheels.
Yeah.
Just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, but I can see.
Two?
Yes.
I think it's three.
2,
No,
2,
three.
4, 6,
9.
8.
9.
Oh, one section.
9.
One
They
section is
have-
12 on this side.
They have 6 axes.
24,
24.
48,
6 axes.
Yes, 4.
But for 6 axes, it must have
2.
yes,
24,
4 2.
24. Yes.
24, and the front is 12.
The front is
There is 4.
8.
No,
Yeah.
10
there is
or
6.
12.
4, 8.
No, the back is 6. Is 2 2.
8, 6, 8.
Oh, 9,
9.
10.
10.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the front 10.
24, 24, 24, 10.
10.
There are so many.
Yeah. Well, how? That's about 60 something times.
What about this?
This one is an abnormal sound.
You can see
Let's not even count.
This one is almost 100.
but in
7, 8. So
4 plus 4, that's 8.
8
8 in one row.
In one row, yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9, 10. 8.
but in some project objects we can see some cars
Yeah.
have more than wheels.
Mm-hmm.
So these cars were transferred to some large objects, just like bridge.
Mm.
80 wheels.
That's 40 cars.
The cars was to pass the trees. We can type. We can see that lane widers. With lane widers, we must determine the widers of the lane to run for the cars. So clearance. What is the meaning of clearance?
Extra space for any unnecessary
The space.
Extra space salary.
So when we travel on the road, we should see what happened
Yeah.
or what's the good about the car, the person in the front of the car. So we should determine the clearance of the road. Turning radius, just like this. It has 100 feet. It's equivalent to 30 meters radius. international, we have different specifications for a vehicle type, for different vehicle types. But international, the unit axle is 80 to 130 km. What is the km?
Kilometers.
Okay, and kilometers. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, kilometers.
Versus weight.
It's the weight.
yeah.
It is just like the weight per squares， 就是每平米有多少力，这是什么 ？So 23 unicorn, tri-axles. There are different width of the axles to load. The chuck is 240 to 400, and articulated is 300 to 360 to 500. So we can know that for different cars and different axles, the load they can carry is different. So for in China, the unit axis is 100. The single type and double type. We can axis is 100. Three axis is 80. 180. And triaxis is 220. But for truck and articulated cars are 40 to 460. Now we talk about driving force and driving distance. Driving force is travel speed is equal to 0.377 and is rotation speed is radius of time, this, and IG is transition ratio. IO final drive ratio. So when we load these parameters, we can know VA. Now we have a rest for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is higher, the force is lower. But for 40 to 50, the FT5 is just less than 2 kilonewtons. So the force is determined to vehicle speed. Driving resistance. It includes 4 aspects: lower resistance, air resistance, grade resistance, curve resistance, and internal initial resistance. In Chinese, 滚动阻力、空气阻力 L, grade 坡度阻力 There's different grade. Curve resistance 弯道阻力 is just like a curve. And initial resistance. What is lower resistance? Just for passenger car, you can know that lower resistance is the weight. Parameter C1 is 0.012 and C2 passengers is just like this. So, travel speed, when we know the weight, travel speed, and the parameter C1 and 2, we can calculate it lower resistance. But for truck, it is different. We can know these equations. Weight, travel speed, C3 and 4, but this is different for the low resistance for passenger car. We can know that for C3 and C4 is larger than C1 and C2. C1 is low, is 0.014, and this is just 2 times 0.4. 2445, but for truck is 0.012 is 20 miles, 20 times. Air resistance. Now, air resistance is determined to air density. Air of cross section. Acceleration of gravity and resistance effect of aerodynamics. But for resistance effect of aerodynamics, it is different for different types of cars. But air of cross sections, it is depended on the type of car. So we can know this. Air resistance is driving force. Air resistance, and from the tire became friction. only the driving force is larger than air resistance friction from different height. The car can move forward. So from these equations we can know air resistance of a car. Grade resistance. The grade of a road is different for expressways. The grade is less than 3%. But for low grade of road, it may up to 80% or 9%. So, grade resistance is calculated according to these equations. Resistance of grade, this W is weight. So, we can calculate it according to these equations. The larger the grade, the resistance of grade is large. Curve resistance. Curve resistance is given speed, weight, V squares. W is weight, G is gravity, R radius of curvature. So the larger radius of curvature, the curve resistance is small. When we know the speed, car weight, gravity, and the radius of curvature, we can know the distance of curvature. Inertial resistance. Acceleration, weight, acceleration, and gravity. Just like this. In inertial resistance, we can calculate it by these equations. Now, driving resistance is the total driving resistance are roller resistance, gravity. Just like driving resistance is minor, this aspect. Main factors weight and speed. So when the weight of the car is large, the driving resistance is not what? Small. And the driving power Passenger car is 105 HP. Light truck is 175 HP. Truck is 175. Articulated vehicle is 325 HP. So this is power for different cars. Acceleration, we discussed on these 5 aspects. One is overtaking lane. What is the meaning of overtaking lane? But for a certain expressway, in one direction, there are 3 or 2 lanes.
The other
The overtaking lane is next to central destination. We use this lane to pass. They have cars.
It's next to the center, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
An extra space just for you to.
just to pass.
Signal control.
There's traffic here too.
Recovery of traffic jam, fuel consumption, and travel time. Level 3, just like this. We can just know about these equations. We can discuss in details. Longitudinal grade. What is longitudinal grade? For a road, we have longitudinal or transverse alignment. Yes. Longitudinal grade, we can see from this figure, we can know that with the speed increasing, the travel time is increasing.
Yeah.
For example, for grids, this line is for 11.3 longitudinal grade, and the speed of 60 kilometers per hour, and this is the travel time is close to 4 to 5, 4. It's about 4 minutes. But at the same speed, for 15.9, it is about 10. So, slope of longitudinal or vertical grade is, we can know the grammar vehicle is a longitudinal vehicle just use these equations. We can calculate every vehicle 这个 acceleration of singular control, yellow tire, stop tire, and road length. Maximum is 3 to 0 meter per
Second square.
second
Square.
squares. Emergency, friction resistance and side frictions. We can know bending or turn centripetal force. Centripetal is determined by this equation. Weight, W is weight. Vehicle square. Gravity, and R is radius. We can discuss shoot, bending, or turn, super elevation.
Survival teaching of
Do you know what is the super elevation? No? You can imagine, we can discuss this in detail. Super elevation is tilting the roadway to help offset centripetal forces developed as the vehicle goes around a curve. Along with friction, there are what keeps the vehicle from going off the road. If we don't use the super elevation in
something like this.
like a circle, a circle road, the car
like this.
is very dangerous if we can use the
Yes.
super elevation. Just like this. In normal sections, the road is like this. This is the center line. The road section is 2%. 2% transverse grade. 我们这叫横向坡度，横坡。It is used to drainage the rain. But when just in the circle, the car was travel like this. But in the circles, just like this side of road, it's like this. They will move on this way. So we can use like this. super elevation. When the car travel in this area, so we can use this cross section to provide car force on this area, on these sections, not this. So, in circle, we should use sugar elevation. If we don't do this, the car will is very dangerous if the speed is very high.
Yeah.
We can note from these three. In normal sections, the road cross section is like this, but in circle areas, it comes this. But it is goal of this circle, which is turned to this cross section. Sugar elevation we can know through this picture, just like we can know from this picture the car is the weight on this, just like on this section of a road, just like the circle sections. The car is weight sign better. Weight sign better is this W. This is W. This is W sine beta is equal to W sine beta. F W cosine beta, just like free friction is equal to W vehicle scale for gravity radius cos beta and 10 beta just and the F is vehicle gravity in radius. We can translate to the tiny beta F equal to vehicle gravity are to like this. In the transverse next classes, we'll discuss this in details. Minus curvature radius, just like this. Maximum super elevation height is 8% to 10%. But for urban roads, it's 4% to 6%. It is different for different kinds of road. Minimum curvature radius. It's like friction resistance comfort. It's 48 kilometers per hour to 113 kilometers per hour. On this range of speed, it is comfort. So this is friction resistance. We can calculate it from this equation. Now this is vehicle projections. We can know this. Encroaching the oncoming lane. Radius of the trajectory on the mid curve. Radius of the curve. Just like encroaching the oncoming line. The vehicle, the different lines, just like this line is vehicle trajectory. This line is the edge line of the road. And this line is the center line of the road. So the cross section is the wideness of the cross section is changing. Operating cost. Variable cost of fuel, oil, tire, maintenance. So when we use car, we should fuel. It is consuming fuel to make the oil to make the car. Fixed cost. It is variable cost. It's changed. The fixed cost. Vehicle depreciation, insurance, license plate. This is the operating cost. Operating cost is fuel. Fuel consumption as a liter per kilometer. V is travel speed. IRI is international roughness index. Upper tier, down tier, and weight per power ratio. So we can use this equation to determine the fuel consumption of operating cost. If we know these parameters, from this figure we can what? From this figure.
Cost, meters, and speed. you can tell by
By what?
the fuel consumption.
Your consumption.
Yeah. Like if you are traveling at a higher speed, the no
The liter of fuel
you use
is
very slow.
is reduced.
Is reduced
First.
for cars, yes. But
But
for
after the speed is higher than 8 or
above like
100 kilometers per hour, it is increased.
it has to increase.
So it's increased. So when the speed is 80 kilometer,
The fuel
the
consumption
the
is
fuel is
very low.
is very low.
It's efficient.
Now we can see from this figure
Overall, OGVP is
it's just like
the same.
the same.
And actually, what's PSV? Right there.
Oh, PSV.
Yeah. And OVG, OGV,
OGV.
just like LGV.
LGV, yes.
PSV. It's a triangle of cars. We can figure out the later. Now, from this, the figure will see 48 parameter values, liter per kilometer. It's 202. It's from this. This looks very complicated. We should know these parameters. When we determine different average car, diesel car, petrol car, for different cars. This is another operating cost. It is speed, tire speed, temperature angle, IRI, and weight. Which with the operating cost is increasing with this, such like speed, temperature, IRI, and weight is increasing. There are different types of tire, just like a street type or type compound pattern, block pattern, and symmetric pattern. Non-fuel, just like distance-related cost and vehicle capital saving, just like this table. It is percent per kilometer, percent per hour. We can know what car or average car when we know these two parameter values. Distance related cost is oil, tire, maintenance, etc., and fixed cost per kilometers is related to this. Now, this is all about this class. Class is over. Now we have 8 days off on National Day.
Yes.
Yes.
With this weather,
So that's what's going to happen.
What plans we have?